Hi, welcome to Black Amethyst Oracle. This is Carmen. Today I am offering 3 readings. One may be yours. I'm looking into the hidden truth. Okay? Something about a connection on your mind, something in your heart, something that may not be obvious on the surface, something inside. I'm inspired by these apparent rocks that I have. I'm going to show you these because they actually have a lot more going on. And I'm going to insert a still with the best photos I could take so that you can really get a good look. And I'm going to do my best here now. For group 1, this is full of tiny garnets. Do you see them? So garnet's the birthstone for January, but it's also a very powerful stone. And then number 2, looks like a rock, right? It has emerald, little bits of emerald in it. I think it'll show up better in the still photo that I'm taking, that I'm gonna put in. Emerald. Emerald is May, actually. Emerald's a heart stone. 3, look at this rock. It has little tiny cubes of pyrite. Isn't that great? I don't know the month where pyrite would fall, but I'm gonna say something like November. That's just my wild guess. So I didn't show you these oracle cards from the alchemy deck because they're hidden. And I have another oracle deck I'm going to use, and I'm going to use the same tarot deck for all 3 readings unless I'm urged otherwise upon arrival. So take a look at the still I'm about to put in and go with your gut on this one. See you there. Hello, group 1. You chose the garnets. Number 1, garnets. Your alchemy cards are silver and Neptune. I was just trying to get a vibe about kind of the state of the connection, like the energy of the connection, and it does appear to me through these cards to be the type of situation where the potential to be realized, like the potential waiting for its chance to emerge and come into full manifestation, is one that requires some spiritual work. This feels like the type of connection that gets you in touch with, some real deep ideas around what brings, attraction, what brings one to another, what is the reason of that, what is the purpose, what is the meaning of it all. So there's a certain moon, intuitive, feely depth, that goes with this Neptune depth, which is, the fantasy and the dreams and the sometimes illusions. Both of these cards giving me a feeling of illusions, and I think that is really apt for a reading about hidden truths, because there's clearly feels like there are hidden elements at play, hidden factors, and we'll try to get to some of that. But I do feel, just from those two cards, I do feel a need for you to be grounded and be able to look more objectively in this situation, because there's definitely murky, quick, elusive energy at play. Okay. May or may not get more from those, but I just wanted to set a base for the energy here. So no, clearly if you're asking about a connection, it can be something that is past, present, or future. Someone you have been with, someone you know and haven't been with, someone you are with, or someone you will be with that you do not know. Any of these things are possible. It depends on what it is you have in your mind, but sometimes what you have in your mind is not what comes into your reading. And sometimes you find a reading for another reason and there's something else for you to hear in it. And I'm not suggesting that you have to listen to me or anyone else ramble through any kind of reading that doesn't connect, but sometimes if you just give it a sec, you may begin to feel like there was something in it for you, which is like, this is the type of reading where that kind of thing I think could happen, because I am looking for hidden truth. I want to know about what is hidden in this connection. What is group one? Whoa, not necessarily fully privy to. We have freedom, fear. Put it right here. Freedom, fear, and physical body. So just from this row alone, I will go ahead and say that it's possible that this is a connection that is deeply sensual, very, there's a lot of like physical chemistry, we have physical body, like there's a real sort of pheromone energy, you know, like there's this desire to bring it into physical touch, and you want to touch this person, they want to touch you, like there's probably a mutual attraction in that respect. There's also a possibility that there's been a connection, a physical connection that has gone somewhat cold. And here, I get the feeling that there's someone in this connection, probably you're the other person, who, with freedom and fear, there's a real sense of, you know, being afraid to commit, being afraid to obligate oneself, being afraid to go into the depths with another person, and to drudge up some of that, some of those big spiritual revelations that come with true connection. More will likely come out of this, but I'm going to use tarot to further interpret what's up here so far. I'm looking for the truth. I'm looking for what is hidden. Knight of Cups. Is that in there? It's pretty good, right? The first reading always gets these funny adjustments. Okay. It's hidden. I need another. There we go. Ten of Swords. I was asking in my mind, I was asking about why the fear, you know? And I think there is, and we talked about the fear of commitment and whatnot and the depths and stuff. And the Ten of Swords is definitely talking to me already about there's someone here who's, I doubt it's you, but there's someone who's, you could be sure, shit, maybe you both are, but like certainly someone who is very much afraid of things not working out and anybody getting hurt. Probably more themselves than hurting someone else, depending on the person that you're dealing with, because I think some people are afraid of getting hurt and some people are genuinely more afraid of hurting someone else. Like this could be someone who knows how they are, so to speak, and doesn't, and thinks, you know, thinks you're too sweet to be put through their ways. But at the same time, yeah, there's certainly people who feel this way, who are just terrified and petrified of being hurt. And this is speaking to this Knight of Cups, like around making any kind of advancement toward you. While I do see a lot of sexual energy in this particular Knight of Cups, like I saw up here, I feel like, you know, it's one thing for, I think this person may be fairly comfortable making physical advances and keeping things, you know, playful and sexual. But when it comes to the depth of the feelings, there may not be, you know, a lot of confidence. Oops, excuse me. Eight of Wands. When it comes to moving forward, advancing for physical connections, for hookup connections and such, I get the sense that this is someone who has no problem kind of like moving quickly on what they want and going for it. When it comes to emotions, it's a different story. I get here, you know, this me specifically asking about the fear involved here, the fear of going too fast into emotions. So it just really echoes my feeling here that someone doesn't want to be hurt. And I think that going in without really knowing a whole ton about each other, like there's a lot of things that are unknown with the Neptune and the silver. I think there's a lot of, like I said, murky details. I think that this is a situation where someone doesn't want to move too quickly into feelings and emotions. I was asking about, but the physical, and I got 10 of Cups. Yeah, they're about the physical. So if this is a hookup situation, this feels like, or even if it's a new relationship or someone, I don't know, this feels like somebody who really enjoys having a good time, physically, you know, doing things together, especially sexual. This is a very sexual reading, by the way. What's something we need to know about this aspect? Page of Cups. Yeah. They will move forward and hit you up for this type of connection. They will do that. That's not scary to them. They're very confident in that area of knowing what they like and going for it. It's the emotional that is the hard part for this person. And I don't necessarily, you know, the emotional, it's not that they don't have emotions. It's like a deep wounded place where you know, they've either gone through something really traumatic around like hurting someone else or getting hurt, and just really, I get petrified by that. Like really just like super avoidant around putting the feelings out. They may be a bit cold. Did I say cold already? Yeah, there was a feeling up here with something physical that might have gone cold a bit. So there, I do feel in this, there could, you know, if you feel like there's low or no contact, that is showing up here as well. So what's the ultimate, you know, truth about this person's intentions and how they're showing up? How is this person showing up? Four of Swords. Yeah, maybe someone has taken a rest, taken a pause, taken a step back. Could be you, but I did ask about them. So, you know, they're either responding to your need or they are themselves pulling back and resting on this particular thing. I want to know why. Hermit, just really more of the resting. Going in, figuring it out, thinking about what they're doing, what they can do. I also get the feeling you may be dealing with someone who is in a major life transition, like something that requires a more selfish kind of focus, it would come across as. Maybe someone who's still sort of like trying to figure out what they want to do, like not just with love, but getting their life together type stuff. I get home. There could be home stuff involved. Like it's home maybe taking a priority in the real life right now. And Chariot, yeah, this is somebody who has a fair amount of ambition and, let me put this up here. A fair amount of ambition and really wants to like get themselves where they want to be before they do emotional things. Doesn't strike me as the type of person who, they seem more independent, and that I don't see them like wanting to be in a relationship and build, you know, from the ground together. This is someone who's more likely to want to have it all together and then meet a match. Some people want to like come together for richer or poorer, better or worse, and you know, add your power together and create, you know. And some people really need to feel like they are coming in with a full wallet and worth and emotional healing and the whole thing. A lot of times, just societally speaking, a lot of, well, there's plenty who don't, but a lot of men, for example, it's just societal, like feel they need to have like certain things established and then they'll find their person or whatever. But whereas I feel like a lot of women are, and of course I'm not gonna get into it, but like a lot of women are sort of societally conditioned to want to do, you know, if you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna bring it together. And these aren't necessarily, this isn't anymore about the woman staying home and not contributing. Like a lot of women now want to contribute, but the truth is, in our society, we have to, it's harder if to do things as a solo person. So a lot of women transfer that idea. This is all my own observation for being an overthinker forever, but a lot of women will transfer that that conditioning to take care of everything and translate it into like, well, let's, you know, I'll help take care of you so that you can get ahead better, and you help take care of me so that I can bring something in, you know, like there's this, it's more collaborative now. I hope that made sense. I know what I'm talking about. I just don't know if I made sense. Anyway, the point is, I think this person is that type who is trying to, and they may or may not be male, but this is someone who's trying to bring it together in their own world before they really focus on emotional stuff. Let me ask about this fear of pain, this wounding. What is this about? Yeah, I get the sense that this is based on experience, possibly something they've seen play out in their parents. But for them, it makes them feel a little bit weak when they're so attracted to someone, and they can't even imagine going, you know, all in on this attraction and being like weaker, you know, like just being like vulnerable to someone else. Uh-oh, dropping cards. I asked, what are they so afraid of? Two of Pentacles. They're afraid of being thrown off balance in what it is they're trying to do, what it is they're trying to achieve, like being knocked off center there. They're afraid that they don't want anything to interfere with their ability to pull it off, what it is they want to do. Tell me something about their impulsive behaviors when it comes to getting this far in the connection. Judgment. Well, I feel like there may have been just straight up like a lack of thinking, like a lack of using this here brain. Judgment, often talking about decisions, and this particular deck, I believe this card is a lot to do with like awareness, and this person is striking me as someone who, well, how do I say this? I think their awareness is more centered around themselves. They're very aware of how things are affecting them. They're hyper aware of how things are affecting them. They may not be quite as considerate when it comes down to the way they're affecting other people, the way their decisions and actions affect other people. It really feels like a lack of maturity, and that can happen anywhere. That can happen with someone in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and believe it or not, we still have big babies in their old age. So the ultimate hidden truth here, what I'm really feeling is that this just seems like a situation where maybe that is what you already know, but if you've been sort of bitten by the love bug, I would say, or, you know, been sort of swayed or seduced by this Knight of Cups energy that they have in their free lifestyle that's so appealing, I would say that the truth is that they are just kind of in it for themselves and where they are right now, and they need to figure out how to navigate other people's feelings and getting, you know, getting messy, things getting murky. Here you are, and I told you it was murky, and if that felt right, you know, I don't know if any of this feels right. It's kind of specific, and I also have been trying to veer away from other people readings, but I know that it's still in demand. Inquiring minds want to know what's up with that person, but here we have it. I hope that's okay. I hope you, I hope somebody got something out of this, and you can for sure let me know, and I hope to see you again. Bye. Having a whole fire here, number 2. Goodness. All right. You chose the emerald. Okay. What a sweetheart you are. The alchemy cards for you are the uncreated and sparks of light. Similar to reading 1 in that there's a question about the potential, but here with this one, where the last one I feel was a more murky, sort of a unseen, hidden truth around like the possibilities because things were murky or muddy, and here there feels to be more hope, or at least excitement about the possibility. This feels relatively new or crushy. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. And I'm going to use some Cosmic Laws oracles. And then I'm going to use some tarot. For two. What is hidden? What is hidden? Appeasement. What is hidden? Heart. Ah, emerald heart. One more. What is hidden in this connection? Fear. See how many cards there are here? The last group got the fear card as well. I guess that's where we are, you know, looking at hidden truth and these connections, reading tarot cards, looking for answers where we have not gotten them in real life. Fear. So yeah, like there's I get the sense that you're somebody who really wants to make someone happy. This is the appeasement card. Within the connection, there's certainly an acknowledgement, you know, if you are that person who wants to please, and it could be the other way, but if you are that person who is aiming to please someone, because I do sense that you, the viewer, has a really lovely energy. But anyway, if you're that person, then I think the other person is certainly aware of your willingness and your genuine desire to be sweet with them and to share and to grow. And you know, with heart, I feel that you're maybe just waiting to kind of see what happens, like waiting in an excited way and being very hopeful. And but the question remaining, like as far as like what is hidden, is what is on this other person's heart. And I think that it is provoking a little worry and a little you know, while there is hope, there is uncertainty and nervousness. You know, I'm gonna get into tarot. Around these ideas. I'm looking for what is hidden. From the folks in group 2. Queen of Wands. This is, you know, your willingness to try to make someone happy, and you also having, you probably having a lot to work with, you know, like you have a lot to offer. You're very attractive for more than one thing. Like you're like attractive in your openness, and you're attractive in your approach and what it is that you're, you know, willing to put on the line. There's something attractive about your vulnerability, even though Queen of Wands isn't typically associated with vulnerability at all. That's your openness, which may leave you vulnerable, of course, is something that actually is appealing to the other person. So they may not have expressed this to you, that, I mean, how would you tell someone that, right? But I think there's an appreciation for it. I think they may have told you that, but I think there's an appreciation at the very least for how willing you are to let this person in and to share your big magic with them and your wonderful sense of being. You do have, you know, this more kind of excited, bubbly energy, and you know, on the flip side of excitement is fear and worry. So like you could be a little extreme. You could come off as extreme in your moods, like kind of a drastic, like, you know, outlook shift. Things are great, things are shitty, you know, back and forth. That's possible. And the ways that this is affecting the viewer. Yeah, your feelings. Sorry, little interruption. Your excitement and positive vibes and desire to have good and feel good and just make the best of everything is affecting your own judgment. Like you have to watch out for, I believe, projecting onto any other person what it, you know, your own good energy. Like, and I don't mean, like, obviously share your good energy, but I mean, you're good and you're just in it to like have the best time and make the most of life or whatever. And then you might project that onto other people, as if they are worthy of such, you know, as if they are, because you're into it and you like them so much, then they must be great, right? Like, it's just a kind of contagious excitement, but it may not be entirely clear to you that you do this, that your own positivity, your own goodness, and your own ambitious in the realm of like loving and sharing your heart, it may make you miscalculate sometimes. You know, like, surely if I like you, if I like a person, surely they must be great. But not necessarily. And I'm not saying your person's not. I'm just saying this is what I'm getting. We'll keep going. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, you're giving, you know, and you just need to make sure you're getting what you give, and perhaps you are. And I get the sense that this exciting connection is like so far so good. Like, it does feel like it's equal, and does feel like, you know, they like you and you like them. But there's still this underlying question of like where it's going and what it's about, and like whether or not it's gonna work or what's gonna happen between you, right? So, side note, I'm trying to stop saying right, because I had to stop listening to two different readers because they say it constantly and it was driving me insane. And I know I do insane things. I hear myself and I can't stand it. It's just really funny. That's one of the things. I want to know more about what is hidden. What is hidden in this connection? What may be raising concerns? Give me something. Give me some dirt. What might be raising, what might be deep in there hidden, raising raising instinctual alarms. Page of Pentacles. Well, again, I'm getting so far so good. Like I'm getting something that feels genuine so far. Something that feels someone who may be giving you the right amount of attention. Like you feel seen. You feel like someone has interest. But what else? What else? What if there's no dirt? There doesn't have to be dirt. This can be the beauty, the hidden truth. You know, we are looking at the little bits of the beauty, the value rock versus the regular rock or whatever in these things. So tell me more about what is hidden in this connection. 8 of Pentacles. Huh. There's a real opportunity here. There's real potential for growth. I'm not finding anything bad. What is hidden with regard to this fear, this worry? What is that stemming from? What is that stemming from? 7 of Pentacles. Where did I put this in the lesson? Right here. So I think worry and concern that you're having is around, you know, where this is going, whether or not this is a worthwhile investment, is what will it turn into, how will it grow? Just general, you know, stuff that we worry about. If you fall, will you land softly? And the 7 of Wands, like this sort of fear, this concern seems to arise from your own, you know, boundary issues and wanting to take care of yourself and protect your energy. Fair enough. Fair enough. So let me just get a read on anything we need to know about what is happening in this connection. Like what is going on? Look at, oh, I'm so annoyed. What is going on? Feels good. Does that make you suspicious? The Emperor. What is going on is, it looks like someone's actually showing up. And it is a little suspicious. Like someone's actually like presenting you with a cool that you know, you can't be sure of how much you trust it. It's like, okay, this person's cool. This all feels good. They seem to know what they want. I bet they could get what they want. Do they really want me? I hope they want me. I really like them. Am I good enough? Like lots of that. and more about the projection that I was talking about. Is this person who they say they are? Five of Swords. This is the first card that's made me feel a little something, where I'm kind of like, huh. Five of Swords. Who are they? Who they say they are? I don't want to, you know, just react. I want to stew it. I don't think this person is as secure as you think they are. This projection, you know, everything being so great and you thinking they must be better than you. They right? Like, I don't think that I think I don't know what they've said they are, but, you know, maybe that was the wrong way to pose the question. But I think the way you're seeing them and the light you're holding them in is certainly a little less accurate. So what you want to see, of course, is going to be what is the true light. I'm going to go just a little farther because I feel like your reading's been a little bit of a mess and I got interrupted by my kiddo. But so who are they? Knight of Pentacles. They are genuinely a steady, solid person who with good intentions, who is probably doesn't rush into things and might make you wonder, like, if they're as excited as you, because they may have a slower kind of process. So does group 2 have anything to worry about? I'm giving you one more. And this might lead into a rabbit hole, but anyway, does group 2 have anything to worry about? Did I say one before? I don't know. Is there anything to really worry about here? Nine of Pentacles. I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think you're right to want to protect yourself. I think you're right to, you know, to be smart and look out, be slightly guarded, because you do have this energy of a very giving person. But as far as anything to worry about, I think the only thing that, like I said over here, they're steady and loyal and slow, and you seem to, I think you may need to know that if you're not fully aware. But this Nine of Pentacles here, I mean, Knight. So as far as like anything to really worry about, I think the only thing that may throw you, may cause you to have anxiety and worry, is that they seem to be somebody who definitely takes things slower, but someone who needs a lot of space, someone who needs a lot of freedom, someone who likes doing their little thing. And it could be, you know, I'm afraid if I say anything, it's going to sound too gender specific, but like, it could be someone who just like, I just like to play video games and be in my zone, you know, or it could be like, I just like to go to Target by myself and go down the aisles and not have anybody else there. Like, you know, like this, just this feeling of like me time, whatever that is. Like, this person really needs that. And they just probably move a little more slowly and don't get quite as, they seem grounded. You got there's a lot of pentacles here. Holy crap. I just noticed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pentacles. It's not even that many cards up here. This is like fairly grounded. This is a person who like is probably just more chill and probably quite possibly has a lot of earth in their chart, or at least one of the big ones, the big three maybe. Just somebody kind of chill, and they may not come off as excited as you do. You probably have possibly have some fire in your stuff, because you seem to get really excitable. You seem excitable and seem curious and bold, right? Okay, so oops, I said right. Yeah, that's what I've got. I hope I told you something. What a weird reading. Thanks for bearing with me, if you did, whoever you are. Hopefully I will get a chance to try again. Bye. All right, group 3, you chose the pyrite, the hidden pyrite. The alchemy cards that I have for you here are smoke and breath. I found that really interesting. I love this deck. It's new. I haven't learned every card, so I hesitate to use them in much more of a way than this. Like, I just kind of have been using them to gauge sort of like the state of things. And for here, I'm just getting a vibe on the connection and smoke and breath. So we're talking about warnings and alarms, and possibly just, I want to say red flags, you know, and yet at the same time, the relief of being in your body and going with what you know and going with what you find out. So I guess like what I get here is a little complex. The other two were quite different than this, and they were more similar to each other, even though they were actually very different types of people involved. This one feels complex. It feels like there is almost a combustible component. Like it kind of feels like this is a situation that could go either way. Like it could go in a very upsetting kind of almost tragic kind of way, and it could go into a beautiful peaceful kind of way. I think either way there's always going to be peace, you know, even if you let something go. But I just, for the most part, feel like I'm looking at the connection of two people who kind of have strong personalities. Let's get more into this. I'm trying to find out hidden truths in this connection. Law of free will. There's your strong personalities. Allies. But you relate to each other on that level, you know. It is complex. You seem like two people who have a lot going for you and have very like strong, you know, desire and big hopes and dreams, both of you. You seem to relate in that way. But I'm looking for more hidden information, so lead me down the right road, please. Group 3. I have control. You know, I almost said when I got all this and the law of free will, like, I just read in something else recently about, you know, it was actually on the Pattern app. You know, you and your friend so-and-so, neither of you could push the other into doing anything you don't want to do. And that's what I feel for this situation and this connection and these energies here. This is control, and this is allies, and this is the law of free will, and how this feels like a situation. When I said it feels combustible, it feels like a connection or a situation where this is not a pre-written contract. You know, I'm not saying you don't have a soul connection. What I'm saying is it's hard to accept, but what's meant to be will be, regardless of how it goes with this situation. And, you know, it doesn't, and I just said there's no pre-written contract, and then I said what's meant to be will be. I guess what I mean is on a larger level, like that you will each find your own best, and whether or not that is within each other remains to be seen, because there is free will and you both have choices here about how you proceed and what you choose, the relationships you choose in your life, and who you link up with, really. So someone may not react well to any attempt to control them, and that's probably both of you have that. But at the same time, you have a lot of respect for each other because you know you're both power players, you know, like in whatever way that means to you. I don't mean you're like, you know, trying to make a ton of money. Like maybe you are, but like, I don't mean like that kind of power player. I just mean like, you know, big moves, like somebody who's gonna do for themselves what needs to be done. So whether or not you stay in alignment with this person or are even, you know, that's gonna be situational and determined. I'm gonna use tarot though to look at all of this more closely. You should know by now if this sounds like you guys or not. Fitting for pyrite. How crazy is that? Pyrite being fire and earth element, and I don't know, smoke, fire. Made sense to me. Earth. This kind of like interplay between being here and making choices and magic. I know I'm really going crazy. Okay, so I'm looking for hidden truth in this situation, this connection. King of Cups. There may be more emotions involved than either of you has been willing to admit. Seems like a very balanced. My feeling here is that you both feel the same way. As far as big feelings that haven't been fully admitted, I think that sounds like both of you. That sounds like both of you are feeling it, and neither of you is, you know, committing your undying love and affection. Like maybe you're not sharing with each other just how much you each feel, which could raise some alarms. And more about, tell me more about this the connectedness between these two. They seem so similar. Hierophant. Oh, wow. I'm trying to stay away from telling you that you're in like a thing, but like there's certainly depth between you. You seem like two intense people with an intense connection. And Hierophant, like, feels karmic, you know, like there could be a lot of growth here, and spiritual growth and lessons to be learned. And while I did say, I haven't forgotten that up here I said it may, you know, it doesn't feel predestined. That's because I feel like free will is going to be a huge element here. Meaning to me, you know, sometimes some people say that like you have these soul contracts and these karmic relationships with people and they're just meant to be this big, you know, and you don't, and it's heavy, but it's fast. It could be that. So that's what I was talking about when I'm like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the long haul. It's still, regardless, going to be significant and lend to growth and spiritual ascension. Whether or not you stay aligned, I said, you know, that's the question. But as far as like the two of you, like kind of both feeling it and not necessarily showing it and kind of being on the same page secretly, this feels, on one hand, so fun, and on the other hand, so frustrating to me. Five of Wands. This would be what I'm talking about, like the frustration. You guys might just butt heads sometimes or have some sort of conflict in the way you do things that is contributing to you both kind of not leveling up on how you really feel. I'm going to go a step farther to say that in this situation, which I haven't named parts and how it could be, this one thing that I just feel that this could be, for example, could be many things, could be many types of connections. One thing it could be is two people who really, really like each other and know each other really well, but haven't actually even gotten together. This could be, you know, you've been friends or co-workers or something, and you really secretly really like each other, but aren't, you know, going there, like haven't gone there. But there's something in it. That really fits the allies. But yeah, like there's just this vibe that you, for whatever reason, you don't, you know, have you ever had one of those, maybe this is you right now, you know, had one of those coworkers that you're not even sure you're like romantically compatible, but you spend so much time together and you're both kind of like in charge of the same amount of stuff, and there's just like, in many ways you work really well together because you're both really good at what you do and give a shit, and then in other ways like you have to butt heads a little bit because it's my way or your way, and like there's compromise issues involved. That's just the kind of vibe I get. Like this feels like two people who know enough about each other to have feelings that they're not saying, and know each other in a capacity that lends to frustration and this question about whether or not, you know, it could be anything because of the type of relationship you have had with each other. We have a Six of Wands here. I think ultimately, oh, this is so great. You have Six of Pentacles and Six of Wands on the sides of these big feelings that you're not necessarily expressing. Six of Wands is you guys like really thinking a lot of each other. Here I said you're feeling the same way and not telling each other. This is you both really have a high opinion of the other. Like you have a lot of respect for each other. you probably see your reflection in this person and are like, yes, this is my kind of person. This is my kind of people. I just thought of another situation that this could be. This is a you know, quite possibly two people who have met under whatever circumstances who really vibe well, but for logistical concerns and practical matters or whatever, like for some reason it can't, it doesn't look like it would work well for whatever reason. This could be, for example, you know, you meet someone and somebody's moving and it just makes no sense to try to have a long distance relationship, or you you have major like age gap shit, or even cultural, you know, like it doesn't feel like anything that you're supposed to consider necessarily, because it seems like there would be things that are out of your control, things that are out of either of your control that you have to kind of navigate. Speaking of control, talk to me about what is hidden in this aspect. Three of Cups. I think what might be hidden here is kind of what you do, like what you both do away from each other, you know, like this lack of knowing, what the other's up to, like when they're with their friends or if they're dating other people or that kind of thing. I think there's something that comes up with like, well, you know, this person is out there in the dating world. We're both out there in the dating world or whatever, you know, so like there are other people in the picture and I can't control that, and like who's gonna admit that we want to be exclusive, and do we both want that, you know, like this seems like a whole mess. Like I mean, if that's the case, I would say that you know, from this right here, it looks like you do feel the same stuff. I think it's a matter of who's gonna admit it first. And there's so much free will involved in your outcome and your outlook, you know, that anything goes. It really, like I said, like this could be a great thing that passes you both by because of weird hang-ups or outside influence. Straight up. The Lovers. Around my question about what you guys want, what you're up to. I think I get the feeling that you both ultimately do want the same thing, even if you're doing shady shit separately. If you are both seeing other people, or one of you is, I think it's because you haven't established that you're not going to do that. Maybe it's too soon. I don't know your situation. Maybe you're not even dating. Maybe you just know each other. Maybe you're just friends watching each other date other people. But I think ultimately you have feelings for each other. You think the world of each other. You really respect each other. And you seem to know enough about each other to know that you're so very similar. But it feels like nobody is giving up the goods on the hopes here. All right. What else is hidden? what is hidden over here, and what's in all of this, what they're doing, what you're both doing, what you're both thinking, what you're both wanting. Justice. So I'm not sure you're seeing how right this could be. I I get the feeling that it's not just you know, people not admitting how they feel, but that this is a very balanced duo. Like the two of you are very kind of like good together and probably could work pretty well. Anything is gonna have challenges. Look at me cheering you guys on. I have no idea who you are. Whatever. I feel like, you know, to answer my question, that you're neither owning or fully knowing that this is actually a very fitting and good connection. And you have the Hierophant down here, you know, like there's something good that could come from this. I can understand though, like if you already know each other for whatever, in whatever capacity, like the idea of taking it to another level and then not having it anymore. I almost feel like you're both too, I want to say stubborn, but that's not the word I want. Like you're both too kind of like worried about who's gonna win, like who's gonna if it doesn't work, who's gonna get hurt. Like you don't want to be the one. Like you guys have like a weird like competition thing with each other. And another for what is hidden about how well this could work. Two of Wands. That's the decision to of what to do and whether or not to take it, you know, take it there. The Two of Wands is, you know, knowing what you want and going for it and being determined about it and agreeing on the direction of how it's going to play out. So I think it's hidden. I think this knowingness, this certainty is hidden from you both right now, of each other's and maybe your own, around how well this could work, because that was my question. So just because I'm curious, I just want to get like a general kind of like, is there a secret outlook here that Spirit knows between these two? Free will considered. Oh, Ace of Cups, baby. An outlook, a secret outlook that Spirit knows. Free will considered. This could be the start. Oh, I just heard a song. It's Divinals. This could be the start of a whole new thing, the shape of what's to come. I think it's called I Need a Lover. I think if the timing's right, when the timing's right, and you guys are both feeling it, I don't think there's any need to rush it. Although you both strike me as people who kind of go head in when you're into it. Maybe you just, I don't know. I don't want to start suggesting random things to people. I don't even know who I'm talking to, but I was going to say like, maybe you guys should have drinks. Whatever. Maybe you already have. I don't know. I'm not promoting anything. Anyway, I hope you learned something here today about you two, because this is really cute and I kind of want to see it in a movie, to be honest. You both, it seems like it could be a full 2 hours of a rom-com right here. Okay, well, certainly let me know if you've got this going on, because I want to hear how it plays out. Thank you so very much, and I hope I see you again.